Hello, good luck, Nordal. Would you like to play first? Wow, winning the die rolls. Yes, I would. This format isn't always the format to play first, but with my deck and with these kind of draws, dang, Elvish Mystic, you rock. It is definitely right for my deck to be playing first, whereas I think a lot of decks don't want to. Cool. Nordal responds. Thanks, Nordal. Alright, the only thing I'm scared about is shock. Please don't shock my Elvish Mystic. Hey, that's not a shock. Cool. And then, yes, we will right away get our Root Walla online and start beating down, as it is called. See, another blue player. So many blue players. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll hang on to this guy. Do I play into Essence Scatter? Yeah, I win if there is no Essence Scatter, so I'm just going to hang on and do some pumping and get some damage in. I'm cool with that. Disperse? Yep, that's okay. Still take your 1. Heh heh. It puts me behind, gets my opponent to catch up, but we still have a lot going on, so. And I still get a card out of hand. Blood Baron. Okay. Banisher Priest. Yeah, I think I want to wait on the Banisher Priest for now. I think I do just want to play out of Griffin here. Start getting that attack going. No, I do not want to attack with my Elvish Mystic. Thank you very much. Ouch. A Cursed Spirit. Yeah, I think that's going to have to be the guy I Banisher Priest. Or maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of just want to play Banisher and Root Walla here. I think that's appropriate. What do I Banisher? I don't know. What should I Banisher here? I have the pacifism for the Blood Baron as needed, so, yeah. Banisher Priest. Taking you. My opponent should sacrifice it, but did not. Oh, should not sacrifice it, actually. You want to kind of keep, that around. In order to, in case the Banisher Priest dies, then you get your Cursed Spirit back. Mind Rot. Oh, that's a bummer. I still don't think it was appropriate to play around it at all. But, yeah. Okay. Still have attacks with both of my creatures, so that's good. And yeah, even have another creature out. Not that that's awesome, but still, we can keep developing the board here. And if my opponent wants to do a double trade, I'm actually okay with that. Attack for 7. I'm cool with that too. Get my guys out while my opponent's tapped out. What you got? Diabolic Tutor? Ooh, okay. So now we're going to start seeing what my opponent's deck is trying to do. Not too sure. Could just be grabbing a removal spell. If my opponent only have one card in hand, it's not like there's a combo I think my opponent's trying to set up for. I personally think you only play Diabolic Tutor when you have Wicked Bomb or Wicked Combo. So I'm either scared that that's what my opponent has, Or I'm happy my opponent's playing Diabolic Tutor and is kind of playing it incorrectly in a deck that doesn't really want it. So it'd be a lot more fun for me if I knew what you're Diabolic Tutoring, but I guess that makes the card way worse. Hee hee. I guess my main hope here is that my opponent can't play anything this turn, so I can still get some sweet attacks in with my guys. I'm going to attack with Brindlebore. If that ends up trading with Seacoast Drake, that's fine. It would be trading because my opponent would sack to Blood Baron, and I am A-okay with that. I'm just going to keep putting pressure on line. There could be a Disperse or something. That's also okay. So what does my opponent have? It can only be Disperse, right? Am I missing anything here? I mean, besides like a counterspell, which isn't relevant right now. Okay, so it looks like my opponent wants to do the 2-for-1. That is okay. They trade. And my opponent takes 2. I still have a pretty decent board, and I will pass the turn. What did you get? Ooh, the Sangir Vampire. Definitely good. It allows my opponent to stabilize quite a bit. But now I have my Serra Angel online, so that's also pretty good. Time Ebb? Okay. You're staying alive, but that's about it. You can't really attack. Did my opponent draw the counter spell? Unfortunately, at this stage of the game, waiting for someone to tap out is just never going to happen. And there's actually more likely that my opponent draws into the counter spell. So there you go. If you have it, you have it. Yep, you have it. It's a bummer, but that's all I can do, really. I think that's correct. I could have held it, but I just don't see at this stage with my opponent having that much mana ever really tapping out, especially if my opponent is going to if my opponent has the Essence Scatter in hand, right? And that's what I'm playing around. Assuming that that's true, my opponent never will tap out against a Serra Angel, which is awesome, right? So I'm just never going to see that likelihood. Okay, Claustrophobia, the Charging Griffin, definitely good. Helps my opponent start stabilizing, but luckily my opponent's down on left life where it can't really be profitably attacking with the Singer Vampire yet. But I do have I do need to start drawing the gas because we're at the stalemate, and I need to draw something. Pacifism is something. I'm going to assume there's no Sea Kite or anything. It does kind of get me, but my opponent would have played that already. I should have attacked the Elvish Mystic. That was a little silly, but hopefully that won't be entirely irrelevant. So my opponent's trying to think, is there anything here that can go? I probably won't attack with Banisher Priest this time. Ooh, there's Curve. Definitely won't because of Corpse Hauler. I sure wish I had attacked with my Elvish Mystic at that juncture. If I attack in with everything, it's still lethal, but then if my opponent has like a Disperse or something, it gets the Accursed Spirit back, and that's just how I lose the game. So I think what I do is attack in with the Elvish Mystic. Do I trade the Brindlebore for the Corpse Hauler? Probably not, because I just want to keep the pressure on. And even a 3-turn clock is like decent on this board right now. So they'll trade. Or are you going to sacrifice it and bring something back? That's okay too, in my book. Seacoast Drake. Start stabilizing. The thing is, I can still be attacking with my 2 guys here. And I think I just go for it. Again, there could if Disperse was around, that would have already happened. There's no pump or anything that's going to make that relevant. So we're going to attack in with both. Oh, you know what? Should have attacked with Elvish Mystic again. Gosh, I'm playing way too conservatively here. Wasting time. I mean, this should be it. But my opponent shouldn't concede. I've done enough kind of, that was a silly mistake. My opponent should just sort of take the time and hang out. I'm not bothering with Banisher Priest. I mean, why bother? Okay. Mind Rot, Essence Scatter. Those are things. And Singer Vampire. Ranger's Guile pretty much does nothing against those cards. I didn't see any, well, I guess I saw Claustrophobia, right? So that was a card to consider bringing in just return artifact or enchantment. Don't think I want to do the Solemn Offer. I think I'd rather have it at instant speed than have a minor combo with Voracious Worm. So I'm cool there. Maybe it's, again, taking the Troll Hideout, because against Claustrophobia, that's not particularly grand. I guess Ranger's Guile could be good as well, so I think we'll do that against a Claustrophobia. Have a little more versatility with that. It's only one Claustrophobia. Trollhide's not going to be super awesome. Brindleboard's not particularly awesome either against my opponent, just with the creatures we saw. They can get kind of like chumped or just kind of like held out for a while. Definitely like my 5-drops. So yeah, it's either Trollhide or Brindleboard. Which would I rather get rid of? I'm gonna get rid of the Trollhide. Again, against a Blue Mage with Claustrophobia and a Time Ebb, it's just, there's too many things that can go wrong with it. And Brindleboard still is, a 2-2. It's relevant, sadly. Alright, Nordahl. Kind of due for a mulligan soon. Not that I want to jinx myself, but just in the world of magic and variance, it's a reality. But luckily we did not get one. Still don't have an aggressive hand, but with a Pacifism, Spore Mound, and Charging Griffin, we're okay. Not gonna mull. Worried about a late game hand because of Mind Rot, so I'm gonna want to keep that in mind. Maybe play this Pacifism out earlier than I would, so that I can not lose it for no reason. And he's playing less, so that's actually pretty good for us. We'll play our planes. Our deck wants to go first. This hand doesn't get us there, but still, we want to do that. We'll hang on to our Pacifism right now. Corpse Hauler. Bad Pacifism target. But we still have 2 lands in case Mind Rot comes down, so we're okay for now. Probably play the Charging Griffin next turn, ditch the Siege Mastodon, and a land. Minotaur? Yep, that's okay. Still going to be taking 4 here, which isn't insane. But I'm okay with that. I have to decide now, next turn, do I play a 6-drop? Or, sorry, a 5-drop, which would be good to stabilize the board, or do I try to get the Pacifism out? I guess it kind of depends what goes down. But also depends what we draw. If we draw another land, then for sure. Ooh, a Mark of the Vampire. Okay. So that is going to get pacified. Take a lot of points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although that, I could just play the Spore Mound, block, just do a traditional trade. Or I could play the Siege Mastodon, which just blocks it all day. Yeah, I think we just do the Siege Mastodon. Play conservatively. We have the 2 forests here to back ourselves up. And I do like getting my creatures down while my opponent's tapped out, playing against us at Scatter, so that's kind of good. Time Ebb's definitely going to be an issue, but that's going to happen. I can't really um, deal with that too strong right now. I think it's still right to play it. Okay, there's the time ebb. We're still going to take 6. We're on a little bit of 2-turn clock here. We're not completely screwed either. So if I play Spore Mound and a land, I get 2 blockers. One can trade, one can chump if I need to. Does my opponent have the second time ebb? I think it's worth it to play the Siege Mastodon to kind of like shut down the Corpse Hauler and just keep charging Griffin back up. If I had like a smaller drop, I would love to play Pacifism and another creature, but I think I'm much more interested in playing out my board here. And I'm going to keep these forests back for Mind Rot or for Spore Mound value. I'm certainly not in love with like another tempo play that puts Siege Mastodon back in hand or on top of my library and then I have to chump. But I think in order to win this, I need to stabilize, and Siege Mastodon does that. Sadly, I do foresee my Pacifism being mind-rotted. Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to next turn play the Spore Mound and a land. I guess I don't have to play the land. Yeah, maybe I'll just play the Spore Mound, keep my lands in hand, and Mind Rot happens, ditch these 2 lands. Because I'd rather have Pacifism than a 1/1 Saproling token. So, yeah, that's that game plan. Am I F6'd? What's my opponent waiting for? Thinking hard about this attack. That's good. That means there's no time ebb. Ooh, a Quag Sickness here. Okay. So my opponent's getting pretty aggressive. But still, looks like stabilized play has come down. Essence Scatter is up, which means I care more about this Banisher Priest than I do the Spore Mound. So we're just going to put a little bit more beef on the board. There it is. That's going to happen. We're going to have to... I'm still saving these forests. If it was a Plains, then maybe I would play it so that I can play both these next turn. But I still think it's right to hang on to these guys. Liturgy of Blood. Ah, there we go. I believe that is game. So I might have been right to have thought about that sort of fairly realistic combination. If Essence Scatter's in hand and there's another removal spell, then I lose, so Pacifism would have been the correct choice there. Yeah, something to think about and learn from, I'd say. I don't think it was an obvious misplay to play the Spore Mound, but now in hindsight seeing that that was there, and with my opponent having enough cards in hand and being screwed out, in these colors, that's a pretty, like I said, realistic expectation of what we saw. Still glad that we have Naturalize on board now that we saw Mark of the Vampire. That could be pretty sweet, blow someone out. Yeah, this Ranger's Guile I really like against all the bounce, so that's cool. It makes me really not like Trollhide even more. Do I just want to play in a Giant Growth instead? I don't think so. Yeah, I lied. There's a lot of removal. I think I'll do the Giant Growth, play some of these combat tricks. Well, the swords could be decent. It definitely shuts down the Sanger Vampire, at least, you know, chump blocks for days, and blocks a lot of what my opponent's going to be trying to doing in blue-black. So actually, yeah, I'm going to bring that over the second Giant Growth. Yeah, I prefer that. Cool. Yes, I want to play first. And we got to keep. I wish I had my elf. Elves are so nice and pretty. Alright, Mind Rot. We got the lands for you now. And plenty of them. Pinging you for 1. Ouch. That would really hurt. Ooh. Bummer. That's so good against me. Oh, my opponent knows what I have. So there goes my Siege Mastodon. Forest, 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 and naturalize. That is going to be a bummer. Hey, I happen to have drawn the spell for it. And this is definitely a spell I want to pacify for sure. I will keep playing my lands out. I still have 2 in hand. Pacify that guy. Deck for 1. I guess I should have attacked. I would have happily traded the Deadly Recluse for the Lifebane Zombie. I doubt that would have happened, but I would have been okay with that. Still gonna keep playing out lands. I'll just keep these other 2 online for the Mind Rot. Seagate. Nope. Okay. Yeah, Seagate. Just didn't want to trade with Seagate. Okay, that's respectable. Because I'm gonna want to trade for it later. Ooh, Singer Vampire. Elvish Mystic, not terribly exciting. Some tempo hits here is going to be absolutely brutal. With a Time Ebb or something, it's just going to wreck us here. Ouch. Yep. Wow. Oh, that's a good card, and luckily, or not luckily, but now my opponent does not have an Essence Scatter up. Still probably taking 5 in the air each turn. But I have to just keep this Deadly Recluse back for the Singer Vampire. There goes the Time Ebb. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, that's gonna suck. Ouch. We have that guy. Could get Essence Scattered, but there's not much I can do about it. Oh, hey, it's alive. Ooh. You're gonna eat my Elvish Mystic. I'm actually okay with that. Problem is, I think I'm dead on board now. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm pretty much dead on board. Well, bummer. Ooh, very dead on board. So my opponent actually had the good blue-black deck. Okay, that's a little bit of overkill, but I guess it's fine. If you want to play that game, I'll play that game. You're still winning, Nordal. Ouch! Boom. GG's. Oh well, oh I forgot we had picked up the Domestication earlier. Not that I was playing it, but yeah, super fun. This is a very simple deck. I hope you guys enjoyed watching some of it. I'm Ryan from Mana Bluff. Write comments, any sort of misplays or things you saw that I didn't call out to myself, such as my super awesome misplay in the first game, or the first match. And yeah, find me on Twitter, __RJH___, or comment, subscribe, like on YouTube. And like I said, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Next week, check us out. Bye.